So before we launch ourselves into the real coding, I want to discuss the pre-processing activity here, because it's going to be quite intensive. And I want to show you the directory structure that we're going to use, so it's easier for you to follow the coding. Yeah. So remember, we uploaded this train folder that we downloaded from Kaggle, and this folder has 25,000 JPEG files. And the resolution of these JPEG files is 150 by 150. And we have 3 channels, or traditional RGB, for a color image. These are color images. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to separate the cats from the dogs. Yeah? So basically I will write a for loop that will go through these 25,000 files. And if the file starts with dog, it's going to put the file, or move the file, or copy the file to the training dogs directory. And else, otherwise, it will move it to the training cats directory. Training dogs and training cats are going to be at the same level as the train directory. Okay? So now this exercise is about small data sets. Yeah? So basically, we only going to use 4,000 of the 25,000 files. And why do we do this exercise? Well, I mentioned in the past that lots of companies don't have big data. So knowing how to work with an algorithm and have it applied to a smaller data set is important. So once we've created these 2 directories, we're ready to extract some data sets. A training set, a validation set, and a test set. And we're going to do this here and here. Yeah? So here, basically, in the train dogs 1000 directory, we're gonna put the first 1000 files of this directory. And how will we identify these first 1000 files? Well, we're gonna use this notation. Alright, so this is for the first 1000 files. These files will go in there. Then the next 500 files will go into the val docs 500. So, but here you're gonna go from 1000 to 1500. Alright, and then the next 500 are gonna go from 1500 to 2000. Yeah? So this is how we're going to identify the files here and move them to these 3 directories. And we're gonna do exactly the same on the cat side. Yeah. Now, what is one of the issues we need to deal with is what we have are directories with JPEG files, but we know that TensorFlow needs blocks of numbers, tensors to work with. So we need to convert these files into numbers. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna decode these files into their RGB channels. And remember, these will be 3 matrices basically, and the pixel intensity is given by a number between 0 and 255. Yeah? So we have pixel intensity. Yeah, it's a number from 0 between 255. Where does that number come from? Well, we're gonna represent intensity with 8 bits. So that means that we have 2 to the power of 8 options. Yeah? And 2 to the power of 8 is 256. But as we count from 0, it will be 255. Yeah? So here you're gonna have pixels that will have a number between 0 and 255. Now, you know, in machine learning we prefer smaller numbers, ideally numbers between 0 and 1. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to rescale. We're not only converting the files to numbers, to floating point tensors, but we're also going to rescale, and we're going to rescale by dividing by 255. Alright? Now in Keras, we will have a class to do this. Yeah? And this will take care of all that stuff for us. And this class is called image data generator. Yeah? Now, one method of this class is called flow from directory. And this is a method we're going to use. Yeah? What does flow from directory do? Well, it actually executes all of this there. Yeah? But in order for flow from directory to work, you need a specific structure. And the structure is that you have here the train 2000. Remember, these are 1000 cats, 1000 dogs. We create a new directory, train 2000. And in train 2000 directory, you have two directories, two subdirectories. One with the class 1 and one with the class 2. So in our case, class 1 is dogs, right? And class 2 is cats. And the flow from directory method will act on this structure and do all of this, what we've written up there. So I've created three directories. The val 1000 combines the 500 dogs and the 500 cats validation sets. And the same for test. Yeah? So that's why we set up this structure. It's in order to be able to use the image data generator class and the method flow from directory. Now, there's other ways to do it, because sometimes remember that we work with pandas, yeah, and data frames. There is also a function called flow from data frame, yeah. But in this case, we've chosen to work with directories.